Let's look now at what the law says in cases like this. I'm joined by Phiwokuhle Mathenjwa, a director at Mathenjwa Attorneys. Pio, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. I mean, it's a terrible thing to happen to any parent, that you are unable to bury your own child, irrespective of the history or the circumstances.
Good afternoon, Will, and to the viewers. Indeed, you are very correct. It is a very sad experience. I wouldn't say day, but it is a very unfortunate situation. And it is what we experience almost on a daily basis as legal practitioners that deal with children's matters at children's court.
What does the law say? I know, circumstances might differ depending on what this one party would have done or said to the other, or there may be a lot of dependent variables, shall we say. But at the most basic level, what does the law say?
Okay, we need to be alive to the fact that two acts here are applicable, which will be your Children's Act. I would respectfully submit that now when we no longer have a child, because now this child has passed on, now the Children's Act is no longer applicable. Mm-hmm. Now, if you follow the story, what we tend to understand is that, yes, they had their differences, and there is a great likelihood that the father was granted full parental rights and responsibilities. As you will note that at some stage they speak of custody. Mm-hmm. But also you need to be alive to the fact that it is in respect of the minor child at that time. And we've got Section 10 in the said Children's Act that only deals with the issue of making major decisions, but it is in respect of a child. Now, the situation we need to accept, it could have been handled differently. Be it that they were having issues or they were in a normal relationship. Obviously, no parent, be it is a father or a mother, would like to hear of their child passing on in such a manner, and later on, the child has been buried. As she is saying on the clip that we just listened to, all she wants is to have a send-off, a proper one for her child. But now it also begs the question, was the father wrong? Because you will remember that there is an email that is circulating saying that the father did reach out. The father had kept updated at all times, even at the police station when they wanted the birth certificate in order to get the death certificate. And the allegations are that the mother at some stage had said she does not even know when she's coming back to South Africa. We speak of traditions and customs. One can say in their culture, according to their traditions and customs, a child who is less than 2 years must be buried within 2 days. Another one can say that any person, regardless of their age, if they passed on through drowning, then they must be buried within 3 days. Now, if the mother had said she does not know when she'll be coming back to South Africa, what was the father expected to do? However, we need to take into account that the true facts as to how this situation unfolded, we don't know them. We cannot take the father's side nor the mother's side. The situation could have been handled differently, and the father could have gone an extra mile to try and make the mother understand and accept that now the child is gone and they would need to undergo this process.
Are you saying that the situation could be handled differently by both parents?
Exactly. That is what I'm saying, because we cannot turn a blind eye to the fact that most mothers do this, Vuyohe. A child would pass on if they are no longer in a relationship with their father, if they are now married to another partner. That is why I had even said this is something we are experiencing almost on a daily basis, where we get fathers coming to us requesting that an urgent application be made because now only yesterday they got to know that tomorrow it's their child's funeral. So what I am trying to emphasize that both parties could have handled the situation differently, and I wish that all parents can learn from this experience, that regardless of the situation or the manner in which you and your partner are, if a child is involved, then you need to come to some sort of compromise.
If the law says that both parents should discuss how to, especially when it comes to big decisions like a funeral, I was saying one party attempted to do that, but the other one did not cooperate or did not get maximum cooperation from the other. Is that what happened? Is that what happened here?
That is what we tend to believe. That is why I'm saying there are serious allegations that are made by the mother, and there are serious allegations in defense that are made by the father. The other party is saying, I was not contacted. The father on the other side is saying, I did contact you. Here are the emails where I was begging that you come. You were contacted by the police. The mother is saying, I was not contacted by the police. But all in all, what I'm saying is legally, in terms of Section 10, but there we are of the Children's Act, we are speaking of decisions involving a minor child, which means that the child is still alive with you. It's a different situation now because now the child has passed on.
But the law is clear on these matters, but what is at issue here is this one's version of events versus the others, your word against mine, and that's where it's gotten murky.
That is correct, Vuyo. And the remedy herein, I cannot give proper legal advice because of the facts that are unknown to us. The correct remedy or the advice that I would give to the mother under this situation and to any other parent is that they may approach the Director General of Health in terms of the National Health Act Regulation 26, where you make an application that the body be exhumed. And remember, there are about 6, if I'm not mistaken, of them. Now, you don't, the other regulation, it's Regulation 26, subsection 3. They are not dependent on each other. So I may make an application as the mother, and you don't need to take the legal, you don't need to go to court and make an application to court for this. You can simply make your application directly to the Director General. And you just state one of the reasons. For example, I want to cremate the child. For example, I want to bury the child at this cemetery, and the process then will unfold. Remember here, the mother is also suspecting that there was foul play. So you can use, there is another regulation, I think it's E, whereby you can apply to the Director General and say that you want forensic investigations to be done. So you are basically saying, I hear this report, because if you follow the processes here, the father tells you that paramedics were there. It is the paramedics that had certified the child dead. SAPS was there to attend. It is SAPS that contacted the mother requesting the birth certificate. The identification of the body was done. There is an inquest pending. So that tells you that the process, as how the father narrates, seems to be very correct. But now the mother wants the body to be exhumed. She can do that, apply, and then mention just one of the reasons that you want the child to be buried. In Limpopo, for example, then it will depend on whether the father is now opposing the application or not.
Yes, because in this instance...
If the father, Vuyo, has got nothing to hide, there is absolutely no reason for him to refuse that they exhume the body for forensic investigations to be done or for legal investigations if there is a criminal activity that is being suspected, just to give the mother that satisfaction and for her to get to attend to the send-off of their son.
Yes, was according to this Sowetan report, all she wants is to get an independent pathologist to determine the cause of the child's death. But that's where we're going to leave it for now. Pure, thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it.